but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Texans going to take over here to start quarter number 3. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Stroud. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Stroud to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Good, clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And it'll be Titan football. Tennessee's offense back to work again. We'll see Traylon Burks. 2 touchdowns to his credit so far. Charles, I'm curious, do these wide receivers, what do they go in with each week? Is it different week to week for the goals that they personally set for themselves, do you think?
I doubt that it's different from week to week. Maybe because of game plan, they know that one guy might be featured more than the other. But all in all, these guys are looking for 100 or more yards in receiving. But the biggest thing, getting into the end zone. And how about him? He's gotten there twice in this game.
He has indeed. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. So that potentially a turning point here this third quarter. A 2-score lead down to 1 now following the pick 6.
And that had to be the message at halftime for this defense, delivered and accepted. We need to go out there and make something happen.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This taken in right around the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Throwing after the interception. Rivera, and incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
2nd and 10. Back to throw. Rivera. He finds Hopkins complete. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Rivera. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. That was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And the Texans will take over. Houston set to take over. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Now they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. He's got it to Collins, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Stroud. In trouble, and he's taken down. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw. Stroud. He's got this one to Hutchinson. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
So here's a 3rd and 14. Operating from the gun, Stroud. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Titans will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. Tennessee offense set to go again. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
On 1st and 10, Rivera. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Will Anderson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And that's his 2nd sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the 3rd quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now a handoff to Henry. 57 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Caught the defense off guard there a bit on 2nd and long, but now you still have to deal with 3rd and long.
Yeah, you do, but you feel pretty good about the last play, don't you? And maybe it gives you a little bit of confidence dialing up the next one, that maybe your team will believe in it when you send it in.
On 3rd down, Rivera. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And they stop him short of the first, as he can only get to the 20. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now, as he's on to punt for Tennessee. Fielded just inside the 30. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And here comes the Texans now. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Stroud on 3rd down now. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They've certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Stroud over the middle, complete. That's Jordan. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd down and 3. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Option right, here's Stroud. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. From the 20, here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
I know for us it's fun, and it's not so much fun for the rookie receivers when we see them coming into the league and we're going to training camps. You see them working on getting 2 feet down instead of 1. But the best ones train in college trying to get 2 down instead of 1, so the transition's a little bit less. In this case, though, wasn't able to complete it anyway.
And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Fourth down, 4th quarter. Here's Stroud. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Throwing to start the drive. Rivera. It's complete to Hopkins. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
So 2nd and 4 from the 22. Back to throw. Rivera over the middle. He has Okonkwo. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Rivera. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Out come the Titans now. They will look to flush the memory of that pick six as we now have a brand new tie ball game here in the fourth quarter. Getting down to the good stuff. Throwing after the interception, Rivera. Oh, now a strip. He loses the football, and the Texans scoop it. And it won't count for 6. He's brought down, but inside the 5, first and goal at the 4-yard line.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on first and goal. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans have broken our tie and have taken a fourth quarter lead. So what a comeback here. They looked like they might be down and out not too long ago, but they have rallied back to take a fourth quarter lead.
And I think we've got to give them nothing but credit for figuring things out on the fly, because mentally they were on the ropes ready to go, and they hung in there. They made some changes and adjustments, and that led to some big plays, and it turned this game on its ear.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Titans now just about ready to take over. And the pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. Throwing to start the drive. Rivera, his throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Operating from the gun, Rivera over the middle into the hands of Burks. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
throwing on first down. Rivera. And that one drops down, incomplete. Coverage there forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down, seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Play action. Here's Stroud. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing to start the drive. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Now we've got movement up front. I think this is going to be on the Titans. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
That false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. A shotgun handoff to Henry. It's a gain of 5, but they're still deep in a hole. 15 yards still to go on third down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And this offense on third down today, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 15. Back to throw. Rivera. He finds his man, complete. That's Phillips. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And this Texans defense stands tall. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going, and above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach, he's in big trouble.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Option right, here's Stroud. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe. Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it? Yep. So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And the Texans are going to have a first down, and that is a big one, as they should be able to run it out from here.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. And they'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And, Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.